You're watching an interview with the Nuclear Special Interest Group. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Orton. I'm a quality apprentice from Sellafield Limited.
Hi, I am Satbir Singh, working as quality manager at Hinkley Point C for Bylor.
Hi, I'm Karine Rackham. I am Head of Quality Delivery for Sellafield.
I'm Richard Hibbert, and I'm the chair of the Nuclear Special Interest Group. I'm actually partially retired, and I work as a part-time consultant.
How long have you been in the nuclear industry?
I've been in the nuclear industry for 3 years.
Coming up to 30 years, so I obviously started when I was 2.
Around 40 years. Originally, my primary discipline was chemistry, so I joined the industry actually more in sort of technical role.
Past 4 years, I'm in nuclear industry, working at Hinkley Point C, mostly in quality assurance.
What do you love the most about working in nuclear?
I love the variety of the work that I get to do, seeing things from major projects to operations, and every day is a little bit different, and the risks and complexity within my work is varying from day to day.
The best thing I like about nuclear is the inclusion part. Everyone is welcome in nuclear. Like me basically coming from Middle East, past 22 years in Middle East and now 4 years in this country. And nuclear, we have mostly all nationalities, and the inclusion part is a good thing where everyone is welcome.
2 things, the people and the challenges.
I say it's the variety of things you can get involved in. So like I'm about to do an audit on an area which is actually fusion, which is actually going to involve advanced computing and AI and things like that. And yeah, just the coverage of what you get involved with, all aspects really. And the science always interests me because that's my technical background.
What are the main challenges you face working in nuclear?
So we're dealing with some of the highest risks in the world to the workers, to the public and the environment.
What's absolutely crucial, and this is conventional nuclear more than fusion, and we stress this in terms of the Nuclear Special Interest Group, is the emphasis there has to be on safety and the contribution that quality makes to safety, and the need therefore for the behaviours, for leadership, of everybody who's involved with nuclear and everybody who works on a nuclear licence site, for example, is a tremendous challenge, and that's part of the education that we try to provide for people when they come from outside the nuclear industry, from different quality disciplines. We have people come in from automotive, for example. We aim to provide them with a sort of an education in that sort of nuclear background and culture, because that's so central to everything that happens.
The main challenge that I face working in the nuclear industry is ageing facilities, which pose massive risks to decommissioning.
The quality culture, basically in nuclear, what we see is the quality culture is the key aspect, and mostly the requirements on this thing are very stringent. So that's the challenges which we face across the supply chain to really educate and make them awareness of those requirements which is required to deliver this project for the net zero in achieving country's target.
They're really orientated around nuclear safety and ensuring that obviously the technology is safe, and so there's very rigorous safety assessments that contribute to that, very rigorous quality practices that contribute to that, and very rigorous behavioural programs that are needed to ensure that culture is maintained. Obviously a great deal of learning from major nuclear accidents has contributed to all of this. I mean, the nuclear industry in the UK is considered to be the safest in the world, but it has to be very strongly regulated. So you're working in this very regulatory environment, lots of prescription. You're required to have a quality management system by law if you operate on a nuclear licence site. That brings with it the need to manage documents and records very rigorously, far more rigorously than perhaps in other industries. And you're required to maintain records, for example, for very long periods of time, partly because of potential dose history of people, but also because nuclear waste has such a long lifetime, so the records relating to that have to be maintained pretty much, forever.
How do you think these challenges could be eliminated?
I think quality has a key role to play in addressing these challenges, working in collaboration with multidisciplinary teams and driving changes.
I think these challenges could be eliminated through employing quality professionals to mitigate the risks and come up with innovative ways of solving problems.
What do you think nuclear quality professionals need to be ready for?
Yeah, quality professionals need to be ready for almost every challenges. So there are challenges from all across the field because a nuclear project is a very time consuming and very stringent on the requirements from all aspects of the fields. So they need to be really patient and see that all the aspects of the fields of the civils, the mechanical structure, everything is part of the nuclear project.
I think nuclear quality professionals need to be ready for the technology changes and advances and try and be one step ahead of the market.
I think it's about being agile, being innovative, driving change, challenging the status quo. I think it's a lot more than technical skills now. Culture and behaviors are also really important for quality.
What changes would you like to see in the nuclear industry in the future?
I think going forwards, nuclear needs to fit into an overall approach to sustainability. That's where it belongs. Now, I mentioned fusion. Now, fusion overcomes nearly all of the major hazards of conventional nuclear, so the technology is still far off in terms of, hopefully we will have, at least a prototype reactor around 2040. So looking to the future, I think, fusion technology, it is possible. Modern reactors are much safer than historical ones, so building to those standards. But I think the biggest challenge of all is maintaining that culture. You're always going to need to have to, and that requires a lot of effort, that requires a lot of leadership. So leadership is the biggest issue. So, strengthened leadership, I think.
I'd like to see the adaptation of artificial intelligence within the nuclear industry. I know at the moment it's quite a sensitive topic, but it would be good to see if changes could come and quality could be embedded through artificial intelligence.
Going forward, let's keep those requirements very short and specific, and so that everyone feel motivated to work on a nuclear platform, and a quality culture is being maintained in all aspects. That is the key thing which nuclear sector is really currently need to face, need to really improve going forward.
For me, promoting quality as a career of choice to address challenges relating to scarce resources and increased demand.
If you could offer one piece of advice to anyone new to nuclear, what would it be?
My one piece of advice would be, don't judge a book by its cover. Quality is really interesting, and the placements I've been on have been so varied. I've been on major projects, I've been on operations and inspections, and all of them have been so varied, and I've found things that I've loved in each one.
Today's quality is tomorrow's nuclear safety. So keep doing what's required, what is fit for purpose to be delivered for the project, and keep patience and keep driving it.
I first started in the nuclear industry as a work placement when I was doing my degree at university in Los Alamos in the States. I didn't know much about it at the time, and I think I've never looked back. And I think what I have found great about nuclear is the range of opportunities that it offers, and it's ever-changing. So the challenges are great, but the opportunities are even greater, and I've enjoyed every single moment of it.
Learn about the culture of the industry, learn where that culture has come from in terms of history and why it's there, learn how to influence at all levels of an organisation, because ultimately what I have found in my career is you've got to be able to, if you want to be a senior quality professional, you have to be able to influence leadership, the most senior leaders of an organisation.
What message do you have for members who are interested in getting involved with Nuclear SIG?
I think it's a chance to make a difference, a chance to contribute, great opportunities for networking, but also great opportunity to share good practice and learn. I think for me it's a chance to give something back, and I would encourage anybody to join and to contribute if they can.
From experienced people, more than 40 years, and then newcomers like me, we get a lot of knowledge and experience to know and speak from this, and those lessons learned, those values we can really implement in our day-to-day role.
If you'd like to get involved in NucSIG, you'll benefit from sharing throughout the industry.
We are very concerned about the age demographic. So the older people in the industry, like me, are very keen to share their knowledge, so network with us. There's a lot of people who want to help you, want to share their knowledge, want to grow that generation.
You've been watching an interview with the Nuclear Special Interest Group. Check out more content on the Quality Learning Hub.